Hello, 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 hello. Hi all and welcome to another edition. Let me just see if this is all working okay. Yes, it is. Perfect. Hi all and welcome to another edition of TraderCast midday market review, pre-US Open session, live trading, key trading levels and trading setups for popular markets. My name is Phil and I'll be your presenter today. If you haven't seen this before, it's very relaxed approach to trading. No nonsense, no special indicators or complicated strategies. We'll talk about all of that in a few more minutes, but let me just check that we are streaming everywhere and the sound and the video is okay. And then we key trading levels. Here we go. Yeah, it's all good. So here we go. Hi all. Hi all and welcome. Welcome. Now, I'll say hi to a few people. Hi Hamid, Eladio, Israel, Said, Haifa, Mike, W, Suta, Warren. Few people are coming in, so hi all and welcome. For those of you, Angel, Joe, Regis, JFX, anybody else who is watching us, welcome. I'll be your presenter today. My name is Phil. So if you're looking for the community of traders, check out TraderCast.com. If you're looking for the education, if you're brand new and you're looking for a place to start, check out My Trading Skills. It's a very good portal. It holds huge amounts of content. Loads of courses are completely free. All you need to do is just sign up and check them out, see how we teach, and if you like what we teach, I'm pretty sure you'll find something else that could be beneficial for you there as well. There's plenty of courses, plenty of resources in written kind of PDF form, insights, and all sorts of different stuff. Over the past 10 years, I had the privilege of speaking in front of various different industry events, and I taught many people how to trade. Some of them were brand new, some of them were a little bit more experienced. Now, big disclaimer, since I'll be talking about live trades here and I'll be showing you some of the setups that I'm looking at myself. Basically, these are my opinions and experiences only. It's not advice. This is what I think. It's a practical application of what we are teaching in the courses and what we are talking about in the community on a daily basis as well. So feel free, check it out. It's not advice, it's basically a real-time live application of trend following, price action in popular markets. Current open positions, for those of you who watched yesterday's session, you know I had long Nasdaq, and I was stopped out with a loss of about 100 points on that, only to see the price break out higher. So it was a good level, but unfortunately, let me just see this. I'm sorry, I'll take this quickly. Sorry, A live call anyway. Okay, so what we have is only to see the Nasdaq kind of move higher as well. Then I'm still long WTI crude. 1/3 is closed at 105. I still have 2/3 of that position running, and I am long DAX, and I did that earlier on today when the European markets opened, just shortly after European markets opened. And I'll tell you about that. It's a textbook setup, continuation pattern breakout. I love that setup, and I decided to go for it. So I have two positions open: long WTI crude, some of it partially closed, and then long DAX as well. And then I'll be letting you know if I'm going to do anything else later on today. Hey Caraldo, how are you? Good to see you. Robert, good to see you back as well. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Guys, do you need anything covered? So let me just talk to you about those two trades. So first trade that I want to talk to you about is DAX, which is a German 40. It's a German index, and this is the hourly chart, and you can see that there is consolidations, breakout, consolidation, breakout, consolidation, breakout, and then this here was another consolidation. So from the trend point of view, there's a severe selling pressure, and it's a downtrending market in higher time frames. So it's a counter trend trade from end of day point of view, but from the intraday point of view, this appears to be a very good trend following trade. Okay, so hourly low, higher low, higher low, higher low. So therefore there is a trend, and then there's a trend line here as well. If I go down to a 15-minute time frame, this here is little falling wedge, and they have the tendency to break to the upside. They normally have a breakout and a retest, and if I go into a shorter term time frame, you can see it here. Here is the breakout. Let me just move this to the side. Here is the breakout and the retest, and then off we go higher. So I've decided to go long DAX at this level here, and my stop is at the appropriate level. So I'll show you that that trade straight away. From the take profit point of view, a difficult one to say. I am fairly flexible because I would like to see what happens with European markets, with US markets when they open. And if we see a continuous rally, I've actually posted something in the chat as well. If we see a European markets continuously rallying, then we could possibly see a drag on European markets like FTSE and DAX. So they could be possibly pushing higher. But from the take profit point of view, 14,090, possibly even 14,300 on the upside would be very, very appealing. I mean, this would be a very good risk to reward ratio, and I would be happy to take either partial profits as I go along or take all the profits there. From the risk point of view, dip lower, loss of these lows here, this high and then this low at 13,777 would change my opinion on this trade, and I would get out of this trade very, very quickly. So that's where I am with the DAX. And what I'll do, let me just open this up and show you that trade straight away. Just bear with me a second. I need to peel that off. Come on, open market in a new window. Here we go. That's better. Gold under pressure today. Crude oil moving higher, dollar strength. This is dollar yen, and this is Dow. I'll talk to you about Dow in a minute as well. So first things first, here is the DAX trade. So if this is the hourly chart, so if I open this up in a 15-minute, you can see there is that consolidation that we were talking about. This is the point of entry, about 9:30 in the morning, this just after European markets open. That's that breakout and the retest that I was telling you about. And there's few different ways to kind of trade this. You can take the widest point of this consolidation and extend that to the upside for some partial profit. More speculative traders might take all of this and extend it to the upside for a take profit as well. But this is my stop loss at the moment. So this is where the entry and this is where the stop is. So stop is very tight, about 30 points below the entry. So the first thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to move the stop loss at break even, or actually I'm going to move it slightly above break even, about 19 points.
Swedish Foreign Minister says, I have a very good hope that we'll be able to join NATO. This after Erdogan says Turkey is not supportive of Finland or Sweden joining the group.
About 21 points. I'm gonna put my stop above the entry. This could be a good time to take partial profits, because we are fast approaching US Open. That could trigger a little bit of volatility. It is Friday. European markets are closing in about 2 hours and 17 minutes. So the other thing that I could possibly do is I can possibly take partial profits on this trade. So let's say I'm going to take half of my, not exactly 2.5 contracts, but 2 contracts. That's good enough. So I can take a partial profits on this trade, close it, and that leaves me with 3 running and the stop above the entry. So partial profits taken here just ahead of the US Open, stop above the entry, and I'm feeling quite relaxed with this trade. I'll see if it carries on moving higher with US, but I'm really happy with that trade. Really happy with that trade. The other thing that I have open, so let me just see if there are any questions. No questions. That's amazing. The other thing that I want to talk to you about very briefly is WTI crude, and then I can go and explain what's happening with the US markets before they open, some fundamental data, some economic data, some key trading levels, some charts. You need to tell me if you need to see anything. I'll be very happy to talk about it. But test. Yeah, this is all working. Test. Okay, good. So this is WTI crude. We saw a massive breakout, consolidation, and then a breakout higher. Crude is coming to a significant level of interest on the upside. Previous swing highs here, and that would likely trigger some profit taking. So if we see a rally into this zone, the first touch could possibly be sold. So anybody who's long, same as myself, might be looking to take partial profits around 110 or thereabout. So I'll pull the chart now, and you will see a different price on my chart, because if you're not familiar with the crude oil is traded in futures contracts, and different months different contracts with the different delivery dates in the future have a different price. So your broker might have a different price to the one that I'm showing you here, and you'll also see you need to find out what contract you're trading, what is the kind of expiry, monthly expiry that you're trading, and so on. So you might have a different price, but the chart would look very similar anyway. So that's where I am with the crude oil. I'm long crude oil, really happy with this trade. This swing high is here at around 110, would definitely be of interest, and this looks like a breakout, nice textbook continuation pattern, and a breakout to the upside. Again, there are 2 smaller patterns here. There is one here, falling wedge. It's exactly the same thing that I've reacted to in DAX. So there is a high, lower high, there is a breakout, a retest, and off it goes higher. Then there is another one here again. It's exactly the same thing. The markets tend to do the same thing over and over and over again in different sorry, even different markets would exhibit a similar price action behavior, because at the end of the day, it's driven by the people who are trading it, and traders tend to react to either economic news releases or technical setups or price action setups in a similar way over and over again. So here we go. There's my crude oil. I'm really happy with this trade. Really happy. It's a larger size, and it's coming fairly close to my take profit area as well. So there is my crude oil trade here. This was the entry here. You can see the entry. The stop was initially lower, at break even, above, higher. Partial profits taken, and then I was saying I can take partial profits higher. So I'm going to move my limit order up here at the cluster of these highs. So it's very close to that 110, nice and round number, and so on. But I could be taking partial profits at 108, just above 108, because we have a cluster of these lows. So there's high, 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 breakout, another high, low, low, low. So resistance, 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 support, support, support. It's a nice horizontal line. Traders will remember that level. So potentially we could see a little bit of a consolidation around that level. I could be tempted to take another half of this position. So I took 1/3 off. I might take another third and leave the last third just basically running, and move the stop loss higher, move the stop loss higher, move the stop loss higher. So what I'm doing at the moment is I'm moving my stop loss 500 points above my entry, locking in on a PNL, is unrealized PNL, about 3,500, but it looks good. It's behaving as it should. There is a fundamental reason for it. There is a supply and demand reason for this, and also there is a technical setup there as well. So I'm happy to leave it running for now. Gold, on the other hand, is just plummeting.
Just an early heads up here, 10 minutes away from the bottom of the hour, so with the US cash equity open for the final time this week.
US cash equity opening for the final time this week. Guys, a few things you should know before we start trading today. There's a big story about Elon Musk, and he's basically putting a purchase of Twitter temporarily on hold. Because he wants to check that less than 5% of the users are spam or fake accounts, and so on. So he's saying that needs to be checked and so on. The other thing that's actually turned the markets positive, so this is Dow Jones, this is Nasdaq, and you can see the yesterday's turnaround was quite a significant one. I was actually buying Nasdaq around here, and I stopped myself. My initial stop was down here at 11,600, but I've decided to stop myself out here only to see all of this. And as a trader, you're saying I could have, should have, would have. So if you watched yesterday's session, you would have seen this kind of traded live. And as always, if I left my stop loss at the original level, I could have, would have, should have, and all that kind of stuff. But that's it. Not every single trade is a winning trade. So the reason why all of that actually happened was triggered by gold is coming to a nice level, 1800. Let me see if I can do something on gold. A small nibble. The reason why all of that happened was because Federal Reserve members, a couple of speakers. 1800 round number. Okay, I'm gonna leave it. I'm looking at this here from the intraday point of view as a little scalp, but I'm talking, and since I'm talking I won't be able to manage this position. I'm gonna leave it for now, but I'll keep you informed. I'll do the gold analysis in a bit. So basically what happened is we had confirmation that Federal Reserve will persist with the rate increases in 50 basis points increments at each of its next 2 meetings. So this is quite a firm confirmation that it'll be 50 points and 50 points interest rate hikes. That was confirmed by Chair Jerome Powell on Thursday, i.e. yesterday. The prospects of a recession will come down to factors outside the Fed's control, he said. Meanwhile, the Senate confirmed him for another 4-year term at the helm of the monetary authority, i.e. central bank. So he's going to stay there for another 4 years. And suddenly that turned the sentiment and said the market was concerned that they might do 75 basis points and inflation is still high, and how will that react? So we had this kind of selling pressure and so on. But we saw this big turnaround, and that was the excuse. That was the reason why that kind of happened. Also, there was issues with the various different cryptocurrencies. I don't want to talk about all of that. And a very quick summary here. Stocks rallied with most European indices up at the best levels for the week. Travel, tech and banking names did most of the heavy lifting. Sector gains were broad-based. S&P futures rose 1.25%. Bonds were less happy. The sell-off at the long end resulted in steeper German, UK and also US yield curves. Currencies were choppy with the dollar strength, so we have euro lower, sterling lower and dollar yen pushing higher. We talked about this dollar yen setup yesterday, and I'll talk about it again today. It's a very, very decent level, 128.70, 129, a really, really important level for dollar yen. Metals were under pressure, weighed down by soft credit data out of China. Crude futures and a spot, okay, crude went higher, so crude is currently pushing higher quite nicely, 109.13, and gold is pushing lower. So that's where we are with the current analysis. Okay, guys, do you need anything covered? I can see a few more people coming in. You're more than welcome. If you have any questions, if you need something posted, if you need something covered, let me know. I'll be more than happy to do so. Mr. Bars, short cable and gold. Oh, well done. Well done. That was a good call. That was a good call, Bob. I know Hamid and a few other, I think Raj, they were talking about silver yesterday as well. I don't know if you did anything for silver or not, but guys, but that's where we are. That's where we are. Now, let's talk about a few markets that could be of interest. So the first thing that we should talk about is Dow Jones, which will represent US indices. And this is a clearly defined downtrending market. So no indicators, nothing, but just looking at the price action, this is looking like a severe selling pressure. However, the price is coming to a bit of a support down here. And we have this falling resistance trend line. So from that point of view, this could be referred to as a confirmed breakout. And now we are getting a retest of that breakout. And it would be good to see if we get this type of reaction. So I was actually drawing this when I was doing my analysis this morning, and I was saying ahead of the kind of going live here, I was saying if we see a pullback and then a rally from here, that could likely be very healthy setup. So we're about 3 minutes to US markets open. I'll be paying attention to this, how this plays out, and if I get the chance, I might decide to go long along Dow with a fairly tight stop, or maybe 70 to 100 points, depending where I get in or how I get in and so on, with a view to potentially take 300 or 400 points on the upside. So 3.5, 4 to 1 risk to reward ratio would be quite appealing for me. So that's where I am with that's where I am with Dow Jones at the moment, and we have 3 minutes ahead of the US markets opening, and I'll be paying attention to that. Okay. The other thing that that's worth paying attention to is Bob was talking about this earlier, is cable and gold. Actually, so let's cover gold quickly, and then I can go and do the currencies. So gold appears to be under severe selling pressure here. Gold lost this longer term trend line here. So let me just move this in the middle of the screen so you can see what I'm doing. So we have low, higher low, higher low, higher low, and this looks like a flash lower. So if this candle, daily candle, stays where it is and closes below these lows, it could possibly carry on falling lower towards 1780 or thereabout. If we see an oversold bounce back, that oversold bounce back is likely going to look like this. So this is a loss of support, and now we could possibly see a retest. And then what happens here will be quite telling. We're going to see another leg lower, or we're going to see a breakout and a retest from above. So then it's resistance, support, and then that would open the way for a gradual move higher towards 1840, 1850, 1855 on the upside, where the price will meet this longer term falling resistance trend line. So that's the basic premise. But I'm not touching it at the moment. It does appear to be indicating some selling pressure, but look, buyers are testing this level 1800. It's a nice and round number. It might not be fresh buyers, it might be even short sellers who are looking to close their trades or partially close their trades or something, which is often the case at the round numbers. You might have some orders sitting around round numbers as well, either limit orders, stop orders, and that causes the price to react in a funny way. So here we go, Dow at the open. This is cable, this is euro dollar, this is dollar yen. So dollar strength, dollar yen pushing higher, dollar yen pushing higher, sterling pushing lower, euro pushing lower. Let's see. Crude 107.70 on my chart, still very good, and DAX is still in the money, looking good. It's only a beginning. Is there anything that you guys are looking at? Is there anything of interest? So the first 15-minute candle is still forming. It's not ready just yet. Five-minute, this looks like a bullish engulfing. 1 minute. Okay, while we're waiting for all of this to settle, come on, Dow, you want to go higher? Keeping an eye on Nasdaq. Nasdaq is doing that, and also S&P is doing that. So a little bit of indecision. It's still early days. US markets are open only for 3 minutes now, so let's see. Gold, look, gold is possibly looking for a little bit of a bounce here. Not sure. Okay, so let's cover some currencies very quickly. So the first thing, euro dollar. Euro dollar appears to be under some severe selling pressure. This is the 4-hourly chart. You can see that we're seeing lower highs, breakdowns, consolidation, breakdowns, consolidation, breakdowns. Now everybody's talking about parity between the US dollar and euro. Not too far away from it. One spot 0.346. Parity is almost inevitable at this stage. European Central Bank did, Christine Lagarde, she did mention that they are coming to the point now where they could be thinking of hiking rates as well. But so far this was a one-sided trade, which appears to be reflected in that continuous US dollar strength. So how far can this go to the downside? Take your pick. You can take a higher time frame and just see if you can get any trend lines or horizontals pointing to anything. But parity looks like a psychological level, so $1 to €1 or thereabouts. So that's where we are. Upside is clearly capped by 104 or 103.97, and then above that we have 104.70. That's pretty much it. There is really not much we can say about euro dollar at this point in time, unless we see a rally and a breakout above here, which could potentially open the way to the upside. That's it. It's very one-sided trade. Now let's go and check out cable. Let's go and check out cable. This is still consolidating. You look at the wick here on Dow. This is the breakout and the retest. Breakout and the retest. Just see if there's any questions. Any questions for you guys? No? Cable. Cable appears to be behaving the same way. Severe selling pressure here, US dollar strength. The next level of interest from the support point of view comes down to here. Cluster of these lows at 120.60 or thereabout. Daily. So there is a consolidation here and breakout to the downside. This looks like a loss, a retest, and another leg lower. So yet again, lower highs, selling pressure. Okay. Dow. Very little to say about sterling dollar, apart from just confirming that this is the existing trend. Bearish, sellers are more dominant. At some point we might get a bit of a oversold bounce back, or at least an attempt to oversold bounce back, but so far sellers are more dominant, and the next level of interest come to 120.60. So just checking with you, Bob. What do you reckon? 121. Dow. Dow is picking up. It's 39 minutes past 2 my time here, so this candle here still has some room to play out. Is there anything in the news? Fed Powers reiterates half-point rate hikes are likely in June and July. Fed's daily strong economy can tolerate 50 basis point hikes. European Central Bank does not see recession in Eurozone. ECB APP to end in Q3 rate hikes sometime after. Still didn't do anything to euro dollar at the moment. Still didn't do anything to euro dollar. Sweden edges closer to NATO after key parliamentary report. Eurozone March industrial production minus 1.8 versus minus 0.2 month on month. China money supply expanded as People Bank of China unleashed more liquidity. Euro falls back towards a 2017 lows on Russian energy crisis. Oil rises but set for weekly drop due to fears of weaker demand. European stocks higher as global markets look for rebound. Musk deal for Twitter on hold. Shares slump 16% on that news. shares slump 16% on that news. Okay. Guys, do you need anything else covered? I'm just keeping an eye on any of these triggers. Gold. Here we go, gold, 1800. Still settling. I'm waiting for about 3 minutes for this candle to form. I'm waiting for about 3 minutes for this candle to form, and then I might decide to do something. Like maybe I might have a little scalp. I'll see how it goes. Anything else? See anything else from the analysis? There's something. Oh, look at this cable and euro. Dollar yen is really pushing higher. Dollar CAD. Oh, dollar CAD lower. Okay. Political tensions have continued to fester between UK and the EU over the Northern Ireland Protocol. In yesterday's statement from the two sides indicated there was a difficult phone call between UK Foreign Secretary Truss and EU Commission Vice President Šefčovič. The UK Foreign Office read out of the call, said that if the EU would not show the requisite flexibility, we would have no choice but to act. And then Šefčovič said in his own statement that it was of serious concern that the UK government intends to embark on the path of unilateral action. So one to watch into next week, given press reports. There we go, 5. Could hear more in the UK then. So I'm just looking from the euro sterling point of view. Now there is a candle forming. There's a candle forming here. So what I might do, I might look to do. I'll go smaller size. And let's see. Come on. Give me a reason.
On the FX base here, just looking to some movement in the Canadian dollar as dollar CAD now dropping 0.5% to 129.82.
There we go. Okay, I am long right now. A tight stop. I take few points out of this trade if I can. I'll show you what I did. On the Dow, it's a much smaller size trade for me. It's much smaller size trade, but considering that markets could become volatile again, and it's Friday, this is where I am. So that's where the entry is. You can see it here. My stop is down here. About 60 points below. Okay, this is a 1 minute chart. So really much shorter term time frame. But I'm seeing this as a consolidation, and I'm seeing this as a breakout above the previous resistance with number of touches, and this is a confirmation of the breakout. So that's the basic premise, and that could potentially open the way for another leg higher. So that's the basic premise. If I'm wrong, I'll pay about 60 points in stop, and I could be stopped out fairly quickly, and that's pretty much it. So far I'm in this trade. Let's see if it plays out. Yet again, might look to take partial profits quickly as well. I'll tell you if I do anything. Is there anything else? Oh, thank you, Bob. Thank you, Bob. Thanks, Bob. My other two trades are doing quite well. Crude oil is still in the money, and Germany 40 is in the money. So these are the other two. I know some people are jumping in and out. Some people are kind of joining us midway through. So this is a DAX trade, which is based on the same principle as well. Partial profits already taken, and the stop is now above.
10 minutes away now to the top of the hours
entry.
with the preliminary readings for May US University of Michigan sentiment, with a reading
Hey,
of 64.0 expected versus par of 65.2. Reuters seeing a range today of 62.5 to 66.9. On the breakdown, the 1-year inflation reading 5.5% expected versus par of 5.4, while the 5 to 10-year inflation a prior read of 3%.
Hey,
Current conditions 69.3
Ian?
expected
Sorry, I'm
versus
gonna
par of
call you Ian.
69.4, and expectations 61.5 forecasted versus par of
Welcome back.
62.5.
Welcome back. So this is still in the money. I'm happy. I'm keeping this position open, and also, oh, this is not looking that good for me. I think I'm gonna be stopped out anyway. No, come on, no, give me, no, come on. Let's see, and also crude. That's still open, and that position is also still open, and the current stop is moved higher to lock in some more unrealized gains. I'm looking at this. Look, 108. It came, touched it, and now it's forming a little bit of a consolidation here. But I'm keeping it open. So partial profits taken. I might look to take more partial profits and let the rest run, but happy with those two trades. Dow is not doing that well just yet, but I'm keeping an eye on Nasdaq, and I'm keeping an eye on S&P. So S&P is doing this, Nasdaq is doing this, and Dow is lagging behind. By the way, guys, next week I'll do my normal schedule up until, I believe, Thursday, and then I'll be gone for about a week again, for about 5 days, 5 working days. and then I'll be back with you again after that at the normal schedule. So let's see if the markets carry on. Let's see if the markets carry on behaving. Come on, S&P, move higher, drag everything else with you, and Nasdaq as well. Come on, come on. Oh, sorry. I'll update the open trades. Wall Street 31,970. Sorry, here we go. Long Dow at 31,970. It's actually 970 and a half. Call it 970. It doesn't matter. So that's my position at the moment as well. Come on, Dow. Come on, Dow. Come on, Dow. Look at your friend Nasdaq. Look at your friend Nasdaq. Go and follow. Go with it. Go. This is a true example of somebody who's been looking at the screen for too long this week. When you start talking to the charts. A long time ago, I was working with a group of young traders, and it was so funny actually. I have loads of these stories, and this particular trade, he didn't. I would kind of walk around and spend time with them and say, what did you see in this chart and why did you trade, and what are you doing, how do you manage this trade? Oh, you beauty, come on. And then I saw him do something like this. So imagine this kind of a price action here, and he had his mouse, and he was like doing this. He was like edging it higher with his mouse. He's like pushing it. I said, what are you doing? What are you doing? It was so funny. So he was actually pushing the price higher with his mouse, or hoping to push the price higher with his mouse. Anyway. Yeah. Which is I'm just gonna go for a week. I'll be gone for a week at the end of next week. But yeah, I'll be with you daily next week as per normal. So let me see, where are we now? Okay, now I think I should be. Sorry, what am I doing? I should be doing something with this trade just to be on a safe side. So I'm going to move the stop at break even straight away, and I'm also going to close a big chunk of 3.3 contracts on this trade. I'm gonna take the profit out of this trade. This is the scalp on Dow Jones, and I'm just gonna let it sit now. I'm gonna let it sit. So, sorry, where's my stop? Stop is going to be down here, about 14 points in risk now. 14 points in risk, and just let's see if it plays out. If not, I might look to take partial profits higher again. Just letting it run. I'm looking at Nasdaq and S&P as
3
well.
minutes ago now until the release of the preliminary May U.S. University of Michigan sentiment reads. Again, the headline number 64.0 expected, with current conditions 69.3, expectation 61.5 expected, while the inflation reads 1 year 5.5% expected, and 5 to 10 year inflation a prior of 3.0%.
So closed at 32.00. 1.6. Okay, let's call it 32,001. That's what I closed. Half. It's actually not half. It's a little bit more than half, but doesn't matter. So I'll update that straight away. So here we go. Closed. I'll call it half, but it's a little bit more. At 32,001. Okay, and then I still have, let's call it half, but it's a little bit less than half open. So I had a 5 contracts trade. Normally I would go for a larger size. I would do like a full lot size, which is a 10 per point, if you want to call it like that. But because this is a little bit volatile and it's a counter trend trade, I said I'm going to go light, going to go 5, half the normal size, and happy with that, leaving it run. So that's where I am with it. So this is updated right now. Let's see what it does. Gold, I'm really intrigued with gold around 1800. Really intrigued with gold at 1800. I didn't do anything about it. I didn't have guts. It didn't give me the trigger. But yeah, look, there's a bit of a reversal here. Dollar yen is pushing higher. Dollar yen is pushing higher. For those of you, sorry, let me just check. Test. Yeah, this is all working. For those of you who watched yesterday's session, we were talking about dollar yen as well. I don't know who asked about dollar yen. And
1 minute
there was this
nine.
big 1 minute. Let's hear this. Let's hear this first, and then we can talk about dollar yen. University Michigan consumer sentiment preliminary expectations are for 64, 61.5, 69.3, and 5.5 on 1 year inflation preliminary. So let's see what comes up as well. 16, 15, 14, 13, 12,
10 seconds.
10. We could see a big reaction in indices.
59.1 for sentiment, 59.1. 1 year inflation of 5.4%, 5 to 10 at 3%. Current conditions 63.6, while expectation of 56.3. To repeat, that's the prelim May US University of Michigan sentiment rates at 59.1, dropping below the expected 64.0, with current conditions at 63.6. Again, another drop below expected 69.3, and expectations falling to 56.3 as well. 1 year inflation at 5.4%, unchanged from the prior rates, with 5 to 10 year inflation at 3% as well, unchanged.
Okay, here we go. So off it goes higher. Gold moving higher, 1808. Nasdaq dragging everything else with it as well. S&P, come on, S&P, very close, 39.98, 39.97. It's coming to that four handle very quickly. It would be great to see S&P push above 4 and at least do a kind of sorry, didn't mean to do that, a weekly close in a positive, or at least one trading day with a big green candle, which could be possibly seen as a positive for the rest of the market. But that's where we are. That's where we are with that. So all I wanted to say is we talked about dollar yen. I've just realized I've been talking for over an hour. Normally these sessions are shorter. So so dollar yen, I don't know, somebody was asking about that earlier. Dow is doing really well, excellent. We have dollar yen in a daily time frame. This looked like a big selling pressure. From the intraday point of view, I was looking at possible oversold bounce back. Yesterday we talked about this, so if you didn't watch it, this looked like expanding triangle formation, which could morph into a double top, and it's a kind of almost like a trap. It can play in two ways. So the bearish scenario was something like this.
Looking closer at the report here from the
Oversold
University of Michigan, they note that buying conditions for durables reached its lowest reading since the question began appearing on the monthly surveys in 1978. That was primarily due to high prices, they note.
Oversold rally from these lows yesterday, and then another leg lower. Then that will be a double top neckline, loss of support, retest, off it goes lower. So that's kind of a bearish scenario. Bullish scenario looked like what I had kind of drawn here. So it was a rally and a breakout, possibly a retest, and then another leg higher towards these highs up here. So that gives us levels to work with dollar yen. So I just need to take this. I'm expecting a delivery of something. Apologies guys, I'm just expecting a delivery, and I had to take a call early as well, but it doesn't matter, they might call again. So that would be kind of a bullish trap. There we go again. Apologies guys, I had to take this call. Okay, here we are. So that's where we are with the dollar yen. Okay. Test. Yeah, this is all working. Now, one last glance at where we are with... Oh, look at this. You beauty. One last glance with where we are with our trades. All look quite good. So first things first. Last trade I've entered was scalp in a Dow. That's now looking much better. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to move my stop above the break even. I'm going to move my stop at 32,000. Sorry, not 32. 32000. Okay, 32,000 on Dow Jones. That's the price. So I'm locking in another 30 points on this trade, and I'm going to let it run. My limit order is much higher. So if I go and show you where I am, this is where my limit. So I'll actually show So there is entry, the stop is above, and this is where my limit order is at 32,463, which is up here. Okay, quite happy with that. Will it happen today? If we see a good rally, maybe. Why not? 500, 600 points higher in Dow in one day. It's not unheard of when you have like 1,000 point up and down days. So possibly, yeah. So I'm going to leave that running for now. Still happy with that. The other trade that I still have open, it's DAX or German 40. That's still in the money. This was the breakout. What I'm going to do right now, I'm going to move my stop slightly higher to lock in about 47 points on this trade and let it run, because I think if we see a massive rally in US indices, that might drag European indices with it. So happy leaving that on, and there was partial profit taken on that. And the last trade that I have open is crude oil. And that's looking really well. A chunk of money taken out of that trade as well. This is the stop. The stop is well above entry. We're seeing this nice move higher. All I'm going to do is I'm going to lock in these highs here and then these lows now as a potential partial profit. Sorry, not stop loss. So my stop is basically my take profit now as well. I could be looking to take profit if we see a nice breakout above 108, which is a cluster of these lows. Might take partial profit, close half of this trade again, and then let the rest run. I might move my limit order above 110, but I have my limit order at 110 at the moment, and just waiting. If we see a nice breakout, I'll be out of this trade and I'll be really happy with it, and that'll be a great finish for the week. So that's where I am, guys. So thank you so much for watching and listening. Hopefully you're finding it informative and beneficial. You're enjoying these sessions. Stay safe, happy trading, and I'll speak to you all on Monday. Bye for now.